folds flat in a 5x7 envelope and just springs open like that to display, and on the back you write your sentiment. So very simple, very straightforward. So it's kind of like a gatefold at the back, but that's how it will be when the recipient takes it out. And as I say, it stands like that, so be like that. Okay, so first of all we're going to start off with a piece of 11 and 3/4 by 8 1/4. So we're going to cut this down. So first of all, I am going to cut this down to 7 inches. So I cut this on the 8 1/4 side, so that taking this strip off, you can use that for a belly band, okay, on another project. Then I'm going to cut the 10 inch. So your card will be 7 by 10. So you can start off with a 7 by 10 piece of card. Okay, and then we're going to score it. Very simple. So we're going to put it in at 2.5. Make sure you get it on your 2.5 and score at 2.5. Then we are going to score it at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Then 6 1/4. So 6 1/4. And then 7 1/2. So 7 1/2. Okay. And that's our scoring finished. So we're going to move that out of the way. There. And all we're going to do is, I like to go around my card just flattening down any burrs. So I always like to do that first before I start making my card. So flatten all those nasty edges down. Okay, so I'm going to fold first up, and then we're going to fold the reverse way. So make sure your card is going to fold like that, and we'll just repeat at the other side. So the first one we're going to fold up, and then we can fold, oh, I've done that wrong way, sorry. Yeah, that should fold back. So that should fold back, and then the other one folds forward. So just to make that clear for you, so you start off with, if you turn to the back and you bring your first one in, and you could then do your second one in, and that makes you a gatefold. Then turn it to the other side, and you're going to make that one come in and that one come in, so that it will kind of make a gatefold there as well. But we're going to use this side so that it looks like that. Okay, so I've got we're going to start off on the back, so your indent is the back. So I'm going to stick a piece of DSP. So you want two pieces of the same DSP. That is 2 3/8 by 6 7/8. In fact, all the pieces do measure the same size. So every single piece measures the same size. So I'm going to bring that in, just making sure I've got equal increments all the way around. Now, of course, I'm using the free celebration paper. So I'm loving this paper. I'm using it a lot. I think the vegetables are cheerful, and it's not feminine so that's why I'm using them for my mail card. Okay, we are going to leave the centre one. I'll come back to that in a minute. We will begin on the front. So I've turned it over, and again I've got 2 pieces of DSP that measure 2 3/8 by 6 7/8, and we're going to stick those on the outside. So it's very, very simple, easy measurements to remember, because you could even reduce the measurements to 2.5 and what was the, there's a bit of paper, 3 3/4, and then you could just turn it over and score it exactly the same, rather than having to remember 4 measurements. So that's one down. I'm going to do the other one at the other side. Put this on here. So again, equal increments going all the way round. And then for the middle section, so I don't waste as much card. I've got scraps left, so there we go. I'm not sure. There, that's how it went. So this was just a scrap that measured 5 1/8, so I just cut it in the middle so that I could put it at top and bottom, but I've decided to reverse it like that, so my 2 cows at the bottom and my 2 sheep at 2 trees are at the top, should I say. So again, so it measured 5, but you could just, as same as these, you could just put the 2 3/8 with the 6 7/8. It's just that because I'm covering this centre up, I thought, why waste my paper? I can just cut this a bit shorter. Well, it's the scrap I had left. After you cut one of the side panels, if you cut it the same way as I did, you have that little bit left. So just make sure that you've got equal increments there. And then we've got the Stitch Sew Sweetly. So this is the largest die out of Stitch Sew Sweetly, and I have embossed it with the 3D wood grain, and I'm just gonna see, I'm putting it upside down so I can see that I need to just glue in that area there. So that's one way of doing it. So just stick it upside down, know where I need to stick my glue, and sticking plenty on it because it's very bumpy with it being the wood grain. You could emboss this with an embossing folder, and I'm going to stick it slightly up, not too much, but just very slightly. I'm going to stick it up, and I'm looking for equal increments at the sides there, so like that. And then I've just ahead of time gone and stamped Hope You Have the Best Birthday. This was from the Friendly Hello that we got free from a celebration. I collect a lot of my sentiments from the free ones that we get at celebration time. So unfortunately I'm going to have to cover one of my cows up, and this is the stylish dies that I've cut that from. Now you could stick that up on dimensionals if you want to. I'm keeping this flat because I'm going to stick my other things upon dimensionals. Right, I'm just going to bring in now the back panel. So this again, the back panel measured 2 3/8 by 6 7/8, and I'm going to bring in my blender brush, and I've got Old Olive, so just going to come in at the bottom, and I'm just going to bring some of the Old Olive on here. I love these blending brushes, they're great. So you can take it up and fade it out. Just have your, that's fine. And then I'm bringing in the hills from on the farm, and I'm just going to put this right at the bottom and then do a couple that's going to go off the top there. That's it. And I think I'll just bring that in faded there like that. Okay, so that's how it is at the bottom. And then where have I put my other, oh, right before me again, an old Celebration one, so I'm going to put with a great big wish for happiness, gonna put that on there, and then that's that part. So I'm going to just set that on one side, and we'll put that on in a minute, just giving it a minute to dry. So from the Iconic dies, I've cut out ahead of time in white these elements, and I've cut out oh, I seem to have cut out 2 mushrooms. I've cut out the mushrooms as well. I'm only going to be using one of the big ones, I think, one of the small ones. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my old olive and just go over these. And I'm going to just pick at some of the leaves to turn them a bit darker. There we go. Just simple like that. So it just gives it those bits of definition, and then I'm just going to sweep on the same, just giving it maybe a deeper colour at the bottom. Going lighter up to the top, and then we're going to stick, again we can go darker at the bottom, lighter at the top, and we'll just do the last one. There we go. So just let it come in and out of colour. I'll give it a little bit darker towards the top, lighter towards the bottom. Okay, so that's the leaves. Now, because I'm changing colour, I'm going to change over. Not bothered about the dry ink on here, that will be fine. I'm just going to shut up my old olive ink pad and rub it off a bit on my hands, and I'm going to bring in the mushroom now. So I'm going to start off with Poppy Parade. So again, I'm going to ink up a clean brush, and I'm going to put my finger on there so that it won't go on the stem. So it might go on my fingers, but it won't go on the stem. So starting off with the Poppy Parade, and just going to leave that there and bring in one of the little mushrooms. Again, put my finger on there and bring in that there. And I decided I didn't quite feel it was dark enough, so I brought in my Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to colour some of my block in, and then come back in with this and put my finger on there again and just come in to darken it. A little bit. There we go. And then just bringing this one, take off all that's on my there, put it back on. And it just gave it a little bit of a darker tone on top. Okay, So that's our elements now. So we can wash them. And if you saw, my brush was quite clean. All I do is just rinse these brushes and dry them, and then I can use any colours on them next time I use them. Okay, so let's bring back in our card, and I'm going to now put this, because this has had time to dry, on the back, and then of course you can write to the recipient there, and then do this. And I just thought this was a very easy fun fold, and I just thought it was nice in because I've been doing the fun folds in 5x7s. I am going to do a 6x6 next, I think. I've decided, because I've decided on what I'm going to do. Right, now I'm going to put on my long leafy. I just love this element. I just think it's really great. Use it a lot. Just going to put on the stalk. And this doesn't matter if it goes off the edges. So that's fine. So I'm bringing it right down to the bottom. Then I'm going to bring in my fern, and I'm just going to put some glue on either side, and then bring that in to come about there. And then I'm going to just bring in the flat leaf. So I can tuck this underneath. So I'm going to tuck it underneath that stalk, and then just pop this on. I used this card that I'd already done something on. That's why I could see a bit of green there. And get rid of the glue, and then I'm just going to offset that. And that can go at the side there. Okay. Right. Now, the big mushroom, I've just got some baker's twine. That's got 3 strands in it. This has got 2. This was about 5 or 6. Oh no, this has got 3 strands in it as well. The other one might have done then, or it might have had 2. It got 2. Oh no, it's got 3. This was 9 strands in total, and it's very thick and ropey. So I've pulled it apart to make it thinner. So I'm just going to get a piece of double-sided sticky tape. So our tear and tear, our tear and tear tape. And I'm just going to put this on the back here. Just peel this off, and then I'll flatten this one a bit more, so I'll bring in this 3-strand one. So this is a neutral. It's like the crumb cake. If I didn't say, it's crumb cake that I'm using. So all I'm going to do is stick that at the top, and then I'm just going to loop it out, and just loop it backwards and forwards. Doesn't matter if it goes over, bigger. That's it. That'll do me fine. And then turn that over, and I'm going to put some dimensionals that I've left again over the other side of the table. Or did I? No, I brought them right in front of my eyes. Dearie me. Right, I'm going to use this corner bit. So I've been cutting into these, so I'm going to see whether this corner piece will work. Yeah, that will work up there. So I'm going to just use some of these bits of edges that I've cut into, so that's going to go at the bottom, and then just one more for the other side of the top. Okay, so then we're going to take those bits off. Okay, and I'm going to just roughly position this coming off the side. Can go about there. That's it. And then I'm going to just stick a little bit on here. And stick that on the bottom part and just put a little bit of glue on that side, this side. I'm going to stick a bit of glue there. Peel this back and then stick that so it's just going over the top the mushroom like that. Just separate those loops out a bit, so just position where you want your bits to go. I'm just going to cut a little bit off this at the bottom, don't want as much as that. Just spread those out a bit and separate all the strings if you want. I think I will separate some a bit more, make it a bit more kind of messy there. So I can fuff with that later really. Okay, so when it's stood up, you will have got it, sorry, after the camera shot, you will have got it like that. Of course, when it's in the envelope, it will be like that, and of course like that in the envelope, and then you've got your writing part on the back. So I hope you liked it. I think they're lovely mail cards. Out of the way. So just thought this paper lends itself, I'm out of shot, paper lends itself well to it. Oh, hi Valerie. Yes, they are lovely. It is so lovely to catch you because we just never catch each other these days, do we? But I just really love these iconic dies. Shame they haven't carried over because they're not available now. There could be some demonstrators that would be prepared to sell them, but you get lots of these kind of elements in lots of different stamp sets. But I love the mushrooms. I just think they're great. I'm sure there was, I think it was Snail It, that's it, Snail It had some mushrooms in as well. So they're always bringing out different stamp sets with and die sets that have these elements in them. So you can do something very similar. So like these like leafy sprigs here, you've kind of got an inverse, is it inverse you'd call it, just the outside of the leaves you've got I'll tell you, the one that's current that would be really lovely to do this with, and that is it's gone from my mind now, come on. I can see it but not name it, so I'll get the book and tell you. I just think it's got lovely elements in it. Go through the book and look because it's easier sometimes to do that. That's it. Framed flame fluorescent dies, because this element here would be lovely here, and it's got these leaves that you could use down at the bottom here. You could use those leaves off that one. So they bring out lots of things that you could use in place of what I'm using. I don't know whether, I haven't really looked I mean, there's always elements like this Dainty Daisy. That would be another lovely element there that would work perfect with what I've just done. So there are always sets coming out that you could use to make what I've made. And I mean, it is still current. This obviously the stylish frames. This isn't, but there's lots of other ones that could go in place of it, like Something Fancy Dies. That one might be big enough to do it. So, oh, and these lovely ones here, something like that would work brilliantly. So there's always things that you can use in place of what I've used. As say, that's still current, the sentiment's not, but there's plenty of sentiments that would fit there. We have the twines there. This is the card that I've used, and the DSP obviously is the free one at currently. But yeah, I just I thought we struggled to mail cards, and I just thought I'm going to do a run on mail cards so that not only am I showing people ideas, but I'm getting stockpiling some mail cards for me to be able to send out. So that's my plan, that's my idea. Thank you very much for joining me. Do appreciate that you've dropped by. If you don't already subscribe to me, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my future lives. Oh, it's just disappeared. Oh, I don't know how to get. Oh, is that made it come back? I have some demos. Yes, they are. Let's see if I can make it come back to finish reading it. No, it's not coming back. Oh, oh, yes, I have. Oops, no. I've seen some demos of this set making cards. Yeah, this particular icon or the my papers, Valerie, what was it? Is it the On the Farm DSP? So it's got some lovely paper in it, which is laying. That's more of a female one, but the scenes, I've done scenes cards, so I've made quite a lot so far in it. I did these, the fun folds. You probably have seen these with the ducks on them. So I have made quite a few so far. I don't know whether I've done some scene. I've got my scene one. Have my scene. Have I not got my scene one? I might have put that in my other one. And this back of this one might have got. Oh yeah, I did. No, that was. I did do one on the farm with that one, didn't I? Yeah. So yeah, I did that one, didn't I, for On the Farm. So I have created quite a lot so far with it. Really enjoying working with it and getting things with it. Is that one popped out like that? So yeah, so I'm having fun, but trying to do different things with it. I mean, really, I could have again done a farm scene here on this one. It would work. So something like that one would work, or something like that would work on here. But I just thought it was a change doing the mushrooms and the foliage on there. As I say, thank you very much for dropping by. Do subscribe to me, as I say, so you won't miss any further uploads. Stay safe, stay well, take care, bye for now.